that figured out. there's not a lot of room and we dropped some, so I'm trying to find it. Oh, it's right here. No. The good news, Rob, is I'm out from under behind the table, so I can go walk around now.
I turn these down.
Okay. We're good.
It's a true statement. We did one basketball from turning it together. That's good.
It is time for Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com. Rebel Sports brought to you in part by the Rich School District, Evanston Regional Hospital, Ready, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In, the Station on Main, Les Schwab Plains Tire, Stacy's Repair, Summit Pizza, Little Springs Water, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Ellingford Brothers, Hometown Drive-In, the Town of Woodruff, T7 Propane, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, McKay Frankham DDS, and the Crawford Trop. Let's go to the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth and join the voice of the Rebels, Aaron Poling.
And welcome to the Les Schwab Plains Tire's broadcast booth to begin the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com, as well as on 98.3 KADQ, as it will be the Rich Rebels Lyman Eagles in a matchup tonight. Of course, we are in a Rich High School. It's homecoming week, as we expect the crowd to be loud, and it should be a lot of fun tonight. It is time for the Summit Pizza Company pregame show. When we come back, we'll set the scene for tonight's matchup, brought to you by Little Springs Water, as you are tuned in to the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com, as well as listening in at 98.3 KADQ.
When pizza is calling your name, order a Summit Pizza. With homemade dough and all fresh ingredients, every pizza is a culinary masterpiece. Owners Thad and Melissa Willis are Rich High School alumni. They continue the Rebel tradition of excellence and service. Feed your taste buds, feel the happiness with a fresh homemade pizza from Summit Pizza. Don't forget the Doodles, a Summit Pizza original creation. Summit Pizza, 70 West Logan Road, Garden City.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels.
If you've never heard a mechanic say they truly care, then you've been at the wrong place. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff is a family-owned and operated business open since 1992. Offering all types of maintenance and repair services, you can be sure your vehicle is operating at its best. Whether your vehicle is older or the newest model, gas or diesel, we fix and maintain them all. Also offering chip repair, windshield replacement, and tires. When your vehicle needs a mechanic, bring it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at MyLocalRadio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ. It is time for the Summit Pizza Company, the Little Springs Water scene set on the Summit Pizza Company pregame show. And for that, we're bringing my broadcast colleague for the evening. That's Rob Leifson. Rob, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. It is homecoming week, and I'm glad to be doing some sports.
Yeah, me too. I love homecoming week. I talked about it on my show on 99.1 at 10:30, 4:30, 98.3 every Thursday about how much I just love homecoming, and it's a ton of fun. I mean, it's a week for the kids, so it's a week to celebrate the school that you go to, and it's just a week of fun. And it kind of breaks up the, getting back into school and just how monotonous school can be. It breaks it up, and it makes it a really fun week. Got to imagine as a teacher you appreciate it as well.
Yeah, it does create a little bit of a disruption, but these are kind of memories. This is what students remember, and they look back after their high school career. These are some of the things that stand out to them.
Now to the matchup, the Lyman Eagles come in 12-7 overall. They have not played a conference game yet. The Rebels 7-5, 5-0 on a 4-game win streak, and Rob, they've really improved. They seem to be on the upward trajectory, getting better as the season goes along. And today is going to be a matchup that's really going to test them. This is a very good Lyman squad. It's a really good opportunity for the Rebels to see how much they've really improved throughout the year.
I would agree. I had a chance to visit off the record with Coach Wasden yesterday as we watched the boys doing a little bit of volleyball as one of the homecoming activities. And she wants to see how her team will respond. She's looking forward to this one.
When we come back, we'll hear from your standout student of the week, brought to you by T7 Propane. That is Hannah Scott. As you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as tuning in on 98.3 KDQ.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Rich School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
When you need automotive service on your car, truck, semi, or tractor, call Clay and the team at J-Bar Auto in Randolph. J-Bar Auto also offers competitive pricing on tires for all vehicles. Call or stop by J-Bar Auto today.
Welcome back to the LYMAN Plains Tires broadcast booth with this week's T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week, Hannah Scott. Hannah, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
So I walk in today and you see all the banners, the streams, the balloons, HOCO 2023. That's homecoming for some of the people at home that might not know. What's homecoming week like for you and what excites you about it?
It's such a blast for me. I love the energy and all the excitement around homecoming. I think it brings a new school spirit and it really unites us. I really love how we all come together, even like all the classes, to decorate and to just make this week a blast to push forward into the school year.
What are some of the events this year? I know a lot of schools do dress-up events. What are some of the events you guys have going on?
Yeah, we have a dress-up day every day, and then we do like powder puff where the girls play football. We have volley buff where the boys play volleyball, so that's really fun to watch. We have float decorating where we have our parade, and then we have like sidewalk decorating and banner decorating, and yeah, there's just a bunch of sports and all that stuff.
What are some of the themes this year?
We do Barbie and Ken versus Addams Family, so we're like separating the classes, so that's kind of fun. And then we're doing like twin day and student teacher swap, and then soccer mom and barbecue dad.
Those last two are pretty good. So to some of the sports, you guys have really bounced back. You know, maybe not the way it wanted to go in Tabiona, but you won. And the most important thing is winning, right? So what has really been the difference since you guys kind of fell behind record-wise in the Cokeville tournament, but since then you guys have stormed back with 4 straight wins? Go ahead and tell me what really changed for you guys.
I think we realized why we wanted to play, why we were here showing up every day after school, and why we showed up as a team, because we came in here as state champs, we all know, and we kind of just wanted to win, and I think it really affected how we played. So I think it's great to realize that we are here to have fun, come together as a team, and really just unite together.
So it's homecoming week, and like you said earlier in the interview, there is a definite different atmosphere in the gym when it's homecoming week and you guys are playing. You guys have 2 games this week during homecoming week. Talk about what the atmosphere is going to be like, 'cause it's something I get really excited for.
The student section's always massive. It's always really fun to play for them, and I just love having the support of all the student body and what they bring to the table, whether it's a dress up or a theme or anything like that, or just the amazing cheers they give. It really hypes us all up and it makes us perform a lot better.
On to more personal questions. What do you want out of this year? It's your senior year. Athletic-wise, academic-wise, what are some of your goals this year?
I really want to step out of my comfort zone, even in sports and all that kind of stuff. I want to put myself out there. It's my last year, so I want to try all that I can. And academics, I want to put my best foot forward and try and do my best for the future. College is coming up, and it's a big, scary thing, but I think if I put my best effort into it, I'll be where I end up, I guess.
Would you say a guy putting a microphone in your face and asking you to talk is out of your comfort zone?
Yes, very much so.
Well, I'm glad I could help. So athletics-wise, you guys have another really good team this year. You guys are very solid all around. What do you guys got to do to continue to roll? Like I said, you guys are on a 4-game win streak.
Kind of already said, but just have fun. I think we play a lot better when we're having fun together, and I love how when we're pumped up and have energy, just all the cool plays that bring momentum to the team and create us to push forward into a great game.
One last question for you. What should the world know about Hannah Scott?
She's not scared to do what needs to be done. I think I just want to go out there and put all my effort into it. I kind of talked about it with my coach the other day about using my strengths and all that kind of stuff. And I think what she needs me in there for, I'm willing to do. And I think that goes along with academics. Whatever I need to do, I'm willing to do it.
We want to thank Hannah Scott for being a part of this week's T7 Propane Standout Student of the Week interview on the Summit Pizza Company pregame show. When we come back, we'll hear from head coach Nell Wasden as part of the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital pregame coaches show. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act. When you have an emergency, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
The team at T7 Propane in Woodruff is always cheering for the Rich Rebels, in sports, in the classroom, and in life. For quality professional propane service, call T7 Propane in Woodruff, 435-793-4208. When you're hungry for an amazing breakfast, just like Grandma used to make, visit our bakery on Main Street in Randolph. We hand make fresh pastries for you to enjoy. Supporting the Rich Rebels and thanking you for your business, visit our bakery today.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
With the Rich Rebels varsity volleyball coach, that is Coach Nell Wasden. And Coach, how you doing today?
Great, thank you.
That's good to hear. So unfortunately you weren't there on Friday or Saturday. You had training that you had to do, but just kind of talk about your reaction to the games. Obviously you don't know the nitty gritty of everything that was said in the huddles, but you guys get a straight sets victory over Wendover, who was undefeated coming in, and then you guys go to Tabiona and you win on the road, and Tabiona is not an easy place to play.
Right, yeah, Tabiona is a tough place to play, and they've got a good team this year, so really grateful for that win. and grateful that the girls could come back after losing set 3 and 4 and winning that set 5. So I was very proud of them for that, and just grateful they came out and played hard against Wendover to get that win. It's nice to get wins in our region.
So you guys have homecoming week this week. As a coach, what's the challenge of keeping everyone focused? Because there's so much going on that's so much fun, and everyone wants to celebrate the school that sometimes the athletes forget there's a game.
Yeah, that's a little bit tricky, but I want the athletes to enjoy this week. But part of enjoying it is winning as well. So I want them to come in and work hard this week. When we are in practice, it's practice time, and that's where our focus should be. And hopefully that'll help us. Hopefully they can come in that way, and hopefully that'll help us get some wins this week.
So you guys have Lyman coming in on Thursday, and Lyman's always year in, year out a very good team. This is a challenging matchup for you guys, but it's a matchup where I anticipate you guys are going to it's a matchup where you guys are going to get better. What are you looking forward to on Thursday?
I'm excited for them to play another good Wyoming team that they're going to see some great athletes and some great volleyball, great program, and I'm hoping that they can step up to the challenge and get better.
Then on Saturday, it's going to be your homecoming game, quote unquote. You guys have Tintic. What do you know about Tintic? And they are new to the region this year, but what do you know about them?
Honestly, I actually don't know anything, so I just want to make sure we come in ready to play Rebel volleyball.
When you're coming in against an unknown team, what's kind of the goals of trying to figure that team out as early as possible? Obviously, you guys may be able to see a couple of Tintic games or read their scores. What do you want to learn about that team quickly in the first set?
I think the thing that we need to learn most is, honestly, it's not even about them, because I think it's a belief about volleyball for me is it's a serve-receive game and an aggressive attacking game. So if we can serve and receive that volleyball and attack and be moving on defense, we can win ball games. So I just want them to come in and do that.
You guys are going to be successful this week if you do what?
If we play aggressive and serve and receive.
We want to thank Danelle Wiseman for being a part of today's pregame coaches show. When we come back, we'll have your team intros as well as your starting lineups and the game. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in at 98.3 KADQ.
When you're experiencing pain from an injury or pain for an unknown reason, it can negatively impact how you function every day. It's good to know that individually supervised physical therapy is available at Evanston Regional Hospital. From athletes to seniors, we assist patients with personalized treatment plans. We offer a broad range of therapies including cardiac rehab, post-surgical rehab, concussion recovery, and sports rehab. Ask your family doctor if physical therapy is right for you, or call one of our therapy departments directly. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today, 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
When pizza is calling your name, order a Summit Pizza. With homemade dough and all fresh ingredients, every pizza is a culinary masterpiece. Owners Thad and Melissa Willis are rich high school alumni. They continue the Rebel tradition of excellence and service. Feed your taste buds, feel the happiness with a fresh homemade pizza from Summit Pizza. Don't forget the Doodles, a Summit Pizza original creation. Summit Pizza, 70 West Logan Road, Garden City.
You hear that? That's the sound your new water makes just before it gets to your bottle. You see, at Little Spring Water, they don't add a thing. It's the purest, cleanest, and healthiest water you could possibly drink. It's nature in a bottle. Little Spring Water is a family-owned and operated bottled water company right here in Utah. Nestled in a beautiful canyon in Bear Lake, this spring has been in the family for 5 generations, and now it can be in yours as well. It's high-quality premium drinking water packaged in a durable, recyclable bottle that won't spill or crack on you and can be refilled multiple times. No chemicals, no additives, just pure, clean, healthy water. And because Little Spring Water is local, you can get it at a fraction of the cost. Look for Little Spring Water at a grocery store near you. If you don't see it, ask your grocer for it by name. Little Spring Water. It's nature in a bottle.
Hi, I'm Casey Wilson. I am going to be a senior this year, and I will be playing varsity setter.
Hi, my name is Naya Jolly. I'm going to be varsity opposite, which is right side, and I'll be a senior.
I'm Janie Valentine. I'm going to be a senior, and I will be a middle blocker on varsity.
My name is Hannah Scott. I'm going to be a senior, and I am playing varsity outside hitter.
Good, it's your girl Violet Taylor, aka V Swizzle, and this year I'll be playing varsity outside.
Hey, I'm Haiti Pugmire. I'm going to be a senior, and I'm playing middle blocker on varsity.
Hey, I'm Brinley Hatch. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play middle blocker.
Hi, I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play outside hitter.
Hi, my name is Leah Peterson, and I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm playing outside hitter.
Bella Wheeler. I'm a sophomore. I'm probably going to play opposite.
Paige Smith, sophomore, outside hitter.
My name is Tyler Pugmire. I'll be a sophomore, and I'm playing middle.
I'm Tess Cornia. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a setter.
I'm Avery Weston. I'm a sophomore, and I play opposite.
I'm Braylon Pugmire. I'm a freshman. I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Lacey McKinnon, and I'm a freshman, and I'm going to be middle hitter.
I'm Molly Weston, and I'm a freshman, and I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm a setter.
My name is Lida Taylor. I'm going to be a freshman, and I want to play middle hitter.
My name is Kelsey Heiner. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm going to be back left.
I'm Chaisley Levitt, and I'm going to be a freshman, and I think I'm going to play JV, middle hitter.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Stars broadcast booth. It's time for the starting lineups brought to you by Little Springs Water. First for the Lyman Eagles, number 3, Morgan Anderson. Number 13, Briley Bradshaw. Number 14, Addie Nelson. Number 15, Haley Eldridge. Number 1, Owen Hansen. Number 10, Peyton Anderson. And the libero for the Lyman Eagles is number 2, Paige Rose. As we turn it over to the Rebel side, as the crowd gets loud for that. Number 31, Ava Ellsworth. That's a change, usually number 7. Number 9, Casey Wilson. Number 11, Cassie Argyle. Number 15, Paige Smith. Number 21, Janie Wallenstein. Number 25, Violet Taylor. Number 40, Haiti Pugmire. Number 41, Hannah Scott. And that will round out the starting lineup for your Rich Rebels. And Rob, quickly, let's get some keys to today's matchup brought to you by Ellingford Brothers, 800-789-1511 for all your cement, sand, and gravel needs in Evanston. Call Ellingford Brothers. And Rob, what do you got for us?
Well, it is homecoming week, Aaron, so I'm a little concerned. Is homecoming going to boost you up or is it going to hurt you? Because these guys have been going 24/7 with stuff all week long, late nights trying to do some float decorating. Is that going to give them a little boost of energy with all of the activities they've been doing, or is that going to be a little bit of a drain on them? I also think the other key is going to be, how do you handle Haiti Eldridge? She leads Lyman in kills and aces. Can't eliminate her, but how are you going to handle her? And the other key would be for the Rebels would be multiple attacks. Violet Taylor leads the team with 154 kills, but we need some attacks from other sources if this team's going to be able to progress the way I think we want them to.
We will find all that out in just a few moments as Lyman, the away team, they're going to be on the right side of the screen. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, as well as if you're taking a look and listening in, if you're behind the scorer's table, Lyman on the right, Rich on the left. Lyman in their black road uniforms. Couple stripes on the shoulders, a number across the chest. Nike swoosh on the left shoulder, Eagle script on the back. The Rebels in their black uniforms, white and blue sleeve down the side. They are blue numbers outlined with white, the white stroke. Rebels across the chest above the numbers as we are nearly set to go. And Rob, this should be a fun matchup. It always is when these two teams get together.
Yeah, Lyman has a deep senior-laden team, and they are strong. This will be a battle.
Ball in the hands of Hannah Scott. Couple dribbles, jump serve, and we are underway. First serve off the hands of the back line, out of bounds. That is going to go as an ace, and you can hear the crowd get loud early. Rebels go on top 1-0. As Bradshaw got her hands to it, unfortunately could not corral it for the Lyman Eagles. Scott, second serve. That's going to go too far out of bounds across that back line. We're all tied at 1 here in set number 1 as Argyle checks in for Scott. Eldridge will lead off for the Eagles from the service stripe. Lets it go with that right hand. As the Rebels get out of the way, that's out of bounds as it just misses that back line player. as Ellsworth and Argyle scrambled to get out of the way. They ran into each other. They actually called that out of bounds off of the Rebels, as it probably should have been, as that serve goes out of bounds. It's inbounds. Eagles get the benefit of the doubt, as I think a couple of players are blocking our flag judge on that far side. As the flag judge can't do anything when you have two players running a screen, as they're just going to redo the serve. We'll reset it at 2-1. Eldridge will let it go again. This time dug out by Smith. Wilson sets up Taylor, left wing, attacks with the right hand, tips it over. Good read on the backside by Hanson as it's tipped over by Eldridge, her first kill of the game. 3-1 the score on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Eldridge will go back to the line to serve. Let's go with the right hand. Ball over, dug out by Pugmire. Rebel set up Taylor, left wing. She attacks right hand, slaps it over, dug out by Rose in the back line as they go left wing for Bradshaw. Diving up from Argyle to keep it alive, but to no avail, as that's going to go out of bounds across the right sideline. 4-1 with Eldridge back to the line to serve. She lets it go. Dug out by Smith as Ellsworth chases it down in the back corner. Play to the middle where Pugmire bumps it over. Eagles set up the attack as they go middle of the floor, pushed over by Nelson. Rebels read it. They go Taylor left wing. She slaps at it. Rose with the dig in the back row. Set up again. Bradshaw left wing, tips it over. Ellsworth, good dig there. Rebels look to attack as Taylor battles at the net. They're going to call into the net against the Eagles as the Rebels pick up the point. 4-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Wallentine will check in for Smith. Pugmire to the line to serve. Pugmire lets it go. Dug out in the back row by Rose. They set up Bradshaw left wing. She attacks. That finds Argyle in the back row. Rebels on the attack. Taylor, she unloads with the right hand. She finds Rose with a pretty good dig. Bradshaw just has to slap it over. Rebels look to set it up. As they go Taylor left wing. She attacks. That finds Rose in the back row. Bradshaw is going to attack from the left wing, 10-foot line. Pugmire with the dig. Argyle's going to bump it over safely for the Rebels as Eldridge digs it out. Dump set from Hanson's going to fall in as a couple of Rebels run into each other, as Pugmire and Ellsworth dove to the middle of the floor to get the ball. I think Ellsworth got the worst of that one as she comes up holding her jaw. Rose will serve. Ball over. Dug out by Argyle. Ellsworth plays it back to the middle of the floor where Wilson reverse bumps it over. Eagles set it up with Rose. They go to the opposite side. That's blocked down to the ground as Violet Taylor comes away with the block. Rebels pick up the point, 5-3, as they tried to set up Nelson on the opposite side. It's a good read by the front line for the Rebels. 5-3, Wilson to serve with the right hand. Ball over, dug out by Eldridge in the back row. As they go to the middle of the floor, that's tipped. Wilson keeps it alive. Punched down by the Eagles as Morgan Anderson was there to finish the play off. Eagles have doubled up the Rebels, 6-3 here in set number one. Kenzie Lim checks in as Addie Nelson will sit down. Lim right to the line to serve, lets it go, right hand. Dug out by Argyle over the net. Eagles look to set it up. They do, middle of the floor. Morgan Anderson, that's going to go out of bounds across that right sideline as the Rebels will sub in Scott for Argyle as Taylor will serve. Frantic action to start as Taylor's serve goes over, dug out by Eldridge. Eagles set up Hanson on the left wing. That goes too far out of bounds across that back line. 6-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Taylor will go to serve. Rob, quickly, impressions in the first 11 points.
Fast-paced and furious.
Taylor serves, dug out by Rose. Middle of the floor to Morgan Anderson. Unloads. That was deflected at that front line by the Rebels, out of bounds across the back line. Point goes to the Eagles on the deflection. 7-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as that'll send Bradshaw to the line to serve. Attacks from the back wall. Jump serve over. Dug out by Scott. Rebels set up. They go Scott left wing. She attacks right hand. That finds the arms of the back row for the Eagles. Eldridge will attack from the left wing as that's off the side of her hand, inbounds on the far sideline. I don't think she quite got all of that one, Rob, but sometimes a changeup when you're expecting a fastball will get you.
That's exactly what happened.
Bradshaw to serve again. Lets it go with the right hand. Scott digs it out. Rebels set up Wallentine, middle of the floor. She attacks. That's blocked down to the ground. As by the reaction, I think Morgan Anderson got to that one. She leads this team in blocks. Morgan Anderson is she does lead this team with 33 total blocks as Bradshaw will serve. Ball over, dug out by Smith. Rebels set up Scott left wing. She attacks right hand. That's deflected out of bounds as give Hannah Scott an early kill as she got out of the way of that one. 9-6 Eagles on the Station on Main scoreboard as Smith will serve. Smith lets it go with the right hand. Dug out by Rose in the back row. Eagles set up middle of the floor. Morgan Anderson just tips it over. Good running dig by Smith as Wilson tries to find that back line a little too strong. Good communication there as Rose was backpedaling to the ball. Bradshaw let her know that ball was out of bounds across that back line, and immediately Rose points to her as that's good communication right there from the Eagles. They go up 4. Serve over, dug out by Taylor as Wilson bumps it to the middle. Pugmire attacks. That's deflected high in the air, blocked down again by Morgan Anderson at the net. Actually, make that Peyton Anderson this time. 11-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Morgan Anderson will serve. Ball over, dug out by Taylor. Rebels set up. Scott left wing from the 10-foot line. That's deflected. It's a good backpedal there by Bradshaw to keep it alive. To set up Eldridge left wing. She attacks, and that's down as that flies by diving Violet Taylor as we're going to get a timeout called by the Rebels sideline. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. As you can hear how loud the crowd has been, and they've been that loud since first serve. It is homecoming week, and you love to see the students come out and participate, Rob.
Yeah, the football team, JV team, ended up winning 34-26 against Grantsville, and they've got some extra energy.
Morgan Anderson serves again, jump serve over with the right hand. Taylor digs it out. Rebels set up the attack. Scott left wing attacks that right hand, deflected. Good diving effort from Bradshaw to keep it alive. Eldridge bumps it over. Rebels set up the attack again. Dump set from Ellsworth. Read wonderfully by Morgan Anderson. They go to Eldridge left wing. She attacks, that's into the net. But Rob, when that ball comes off of her right hand from Eldridge, she has some smoke behind that ball. She crushes it.
She does. She leads the team with 147 kills and add about 2 more for tonight.
Ellsworth will serve. Lets it go with the right hand. Tickles the tape. Good dig in the back row by the Lyman Eagles. Eldridge tips it over. Wilson deflects it as Ellsworth was coming in. 13-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard as that ball falls in. Owen Hansen will serve, the junior. As Lim checks out, Nelson checks back in. Anderson serve over, dug out by Scott. Rebels set up, middle of the floor for Pugmire. She attacks that left hand, deflected. Diving effort from Rose to keep it alive as Pugmire again. Rose diving again, keeps it alive. Except we're going to get a lift, I believe, called against the Eagles. Heck of an effort there from Rose, though, as that just kind of shows how quick this Lyman defense is. It's hard to get the ball to the floor against them as Scott serves to Eldridge. Ball is tipped down by Violet Taylor. She reaches over. The ball was set up on a platter for Taylor. She picks up the kill, 13-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Scott back to the line to serve. Ball over, dug out by Rose. As it's played back to the middle, Rose will attack from the 10-foot line. She finds Scott as Rebels go Taylor left wing. She attacks, that's deflected to the arms of Scott. Rebels will reset the offense as Pugmire from the middle of the floor as that is deflected off of Bradshaw out of bounds as the Rebels pick up the point. As credit Pugmire with the kill. And if they can get it going from the middle of the floor, Rob, that's going to make this Rebels team much better as Scott attacks. That ball is off the arms of Bradshaw. Nelson plays it over as Smith returns it on one hit with the dig. They set up middle of the floor. Eldridge, she attacks. That's off the arms of Scott. Diving effort from Ellsworth. No avail. 14-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And Rob, on the Rebel side, it seems like Ava's been everywhere.
She has been.
Eldridge will serve. Pugmire with the dig. Rebels set up. Taylor, left wing, attacks with the right hand. That's blocked out of bounds as the Rebels will pick up the point. As I do believe that was Peyton Anderson who got her hands to it. 14-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard with Pugmire to serve. Pugmire serves out of bounds across that sideline on the right side. 15-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Rose is looking to retrieve the ball as it went out of the gym down towards the concession area here at Rich High School. Gets it back, serves it over with the right hand as Argyle digs it out. Dump set from Wilson. Rose comes sliding in to make the dig. Eldridge will attack from the 10-foot line, and that is in on that back corner as it's 16-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Eldridge from the left wing 10-foot line finds that back right corner, and she shows you why she leads this Lyman team in kills. Rose's serve dug out by Argyle. They go Taylor, left wing, attacks with that right hand, deflected. Diving up from Hanson to keep it alive as Eldridge reaches back, plays it over. Great defensive play by the Eagles. Taylor, left wing again. This time that falls in as she went down that left wing sideline, was able to find some space on that wing. That sends Casey Wilson to the line to serve. 16-12, Rebels trail by 4 here in set number 1. That serve is dug out by Eldridge. She got really low to get there. Bradshaw attacks off the arms of Smith, hits the ceiling. Wilson contorts back, plays it to the middle. Great job by the Rebels to keep it alive. Bumped over by Bradshaw as Ellsworth just swats at it, finds Rose in the back row. They go middle of the floor. Morgan Anderson tips off of Casey Wilson's hand. Unfortunately, ball didn't go high enough for the Rebels to help out. Great effort, though, by the Rebels defensively as Lim will check in for Nelson.
She seems to be one of their specialists on the service line.
She attacks right hand, ball over, dug out by Smith. Wilson sets up Wallenstein, middle of the floor. She tips it, read by Bradshaw. They go right back to Bradshaw on the left wing. She unloads off of Smith in the back row as Argyle comes flying in to try to make the play. Just runs out of real estate as that lands in the back row. 18-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Eagles on top with Lim to the line to serve. Ball over, dug out by Argyle. They set up Taylor, left wing, attacks with the right hand. That's off the arms of Rose, kept alive. Eldridge will slap it over. That's deflected high in the air by Wallenstein. And unfortunately, when it does, it goes over the head of Smith to the back wall. That's just more of the velocity that Eldridge has on her attacks right there. That ball was deflected so hard, it went over Smith, who was standing on the back line. Out of bounds, 19-12, Eagles on the Station on Main scoreboard. Argyle digs it out as Wallenstein plays it over. Great defensive play by the Rebels. Set up middle of the floor. Morgan Anderson tips it out of bounds. Let's check out that defensive play by the Rebels on the Stacey's Repair instant replay. As you can see, a great dig there, or great job there by Wallenstein just to bump it over. As you go back to our live cam, Violet Taylor will serve. 19-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Ball over, dug out by Rose. They set up on the far side for Bradshaw. She hits that one into the net. 19-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels back to the line to serve. Taylor will serve. Attacks from the right wing. Ball over. Eldridge with the dig. As they set up Bradshaw, she just punches it with a closed fist. Rebels on the attack. Scott, left wing. She attacks with the right hand. That's off of Eldridge as Wallenstein tried to tip it down the sideline. It stays on the Rebels' side. 20-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard as that ball kind of rolled along the tape. Just wouldn't fall in for Janie. It's the right idea, though. Bradshaw to serve. Ball over. Dug out by Smith. Dump set by Ellsworth. It's going to go out of bounds. 21-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And we're going to get a timeout as you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our Rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. 21-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Bradshaw will serve. Attacks with that right hand, ball over. Scott with the dig as Wilson sets it to the back row. Rose is there. Eagles set up Eldridge left wing. That's down to the floor in front of Violet Taylor. 22-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Bradshaw will serve again. Lets it go with that right hand. That goes into the net. Rebels will pick up the point. 22-15 as they will serve with Smith. Pugmire will check in for Wallentine. Smith lets the serve go as that's out of bounds across that back line. A service error charge to the Rebels. That'll send Peyton Anderson back into the game for Rose. Morgan Anderson will serve. Jump serve from Anderson, dug out by Taylor. They set up Scott left wing. She attacks. That's off of the net and out of bounds. 24-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Anderson has a set point in her hands. Attacks with the right hand, dug out by Taylor. Rebels go to the middle of the floor for Pugmire. That's deflected off the hands of Eldridge down to the Eagles sideline. 24-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Ellsworth will serve. She lets it go. That's dug out by Rose. They go middle of the floor to Eldridge. She attacks. That's over the head of Smith, but down in that back corner. 25-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Eagles win set one. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
It's homecoming week as the Rebels will welcome in the Kemmer Rangers. Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. Eagles on top, 1-0 as they take care of business in set number one, 25-16. Eagles win that set as Rob turned over to Rob Leifson as he has some stats for you here in a moment as we got about 1:20 left to go before the end of the in-between set timeout. Rob, what do you have for us?
Well, we talked about the keys to the game. You got to figure out what to do with Eldridge, and she had 7 kills in that first set, and I don't know if the Rebels have an answer for her. Lyman did have 7 unforced errors, only 3 for the Rebels. 3 service errors for the Rebels, 2 for the Eagles, but only 1 ace apiece. And I think the other key we talked about, you got to have multiple attacks from the Rebels, and not seeing that yet, Aaron.
Hanson will serve once we finish our checks, as this has been, it is fast-paced, it is quick, it is very, very loud in here. It is not much more you can ask for in an atmosphere, Rob. It's been a wonderful atmosphere. The student sections really showed out today.
They are. There's your homecoming enthusiasm. Hopefully that'll give them some spark.
Hanson serves it over, dug out by Smith. Rebels set up as they go Wilson, who's going to have to bump it over. Rose with a dig. They go left wing. Eldridge, she attacks, and right where we left off, Eldridge smokes one down the sideline, as that is a 1-0 Lyman early on here. Hanson serves again, dug out by Smith. Rebels go Taylor left wing. She attacks. That's off the hands of Rose, out of bounds. Rebels tie it up 1-1 here in set number 2, as that's the rare attack that Rose hasn't been able to get her hands to. Or I should say the rare attack that Rose hasn't been able to return, because she still got her hands to that one. Pugmire serve, dug out by Bradshaw as they go to Nelson. She attacks. That's off of Pugmire, out of bounds, all the way across the back line on the Lyman side. 2-1 on the station on main scoreboard as Smith checks in for Pugmire. Eldridge will serve. Lets it go with the right hand. Smith digs it out. Rebels set up Taylor left wing. She attacks. That is too far out of bounds across the back line. 3-1 Eagles on the station on main scoreboard. Eldridge serves again. This time it goes into the net. Ties it up at 3-2. That brings Wilson to the line to serve on the Rebel side. Lets it go. Ball over. Dug out by Rose. As they set up Bradshaw, she bumps it over. Wilson with a dig. Rebels set up. They go middle of the floor to Wallenstein. She tips it high over that line. Eldridge comes flying in to save it. Bumped over by Nelson. Smith digs it out. Rebels set up Taylor left wing. She punches at it with that left hand. Rose diving, gets to it again. Eldridge dives to get to it. Hanson gets it over. What a play by the Eagles. Rebels set up again. Taylor left wing attacks. That's deflected. That actually goes into the net, as that's a great defensive play by the Eagles to keep it alive, as Eldridge takes a swing at the ball after the play.
I think they're going to rule that Violet didn't even get that over the net.
Yeah, I think that is the correct call, as the ball did hit the net. 4-2 on the station on main scoreboard. Ball played over to the Eagles side. They set up middle of the floor. Morgan Anderson, she attacks. That one's into the net. 4-3 on the station on main scoreboard as Scott will check in for Argyle. Taylor will serve. Taylor serves, ball over, dug out by Eldridge. As a little miscommunication has Rose flip it over to the Rebel side. They set up Taylor, back row attack, dug out nicely by Hanson. As Morgan Anderson will slap it over. Taylor with the dig. Rebel set up. Ellsworth from the opposite side. A couple of Eagles run into each other as Rose and Hanson slid into each other. Hanson kind of got contorted there. Hopefully those knees are all right as she kind of fell back. She looks like she's no worse for wear. Credit Ellsworth with the dig. Taylor serves it over. Eldridge with the dig. Slapped over by Morgan Anderson. Scott digs it out for the Rebels. She's going to get the attack on the left wing. That's blocked. Pushes it down that sideline as she finds Rose. They go to Bradshaw, tips it over. 5-4 on the station on main scoreboard as Bradshaw with the tip kill on the left wing sideline puts the Eagles back up 1. Lynn will serve. Ball over, dug out by Smith as Wilson plays it middle of the floor for Wallenstein, who has it blocked. She pushes it back over and it falls in. As I think Morgan Anderson was worried about getting called for a double hit, but because Wallenstein hit it, it wouldn't have been double hit as she'll check out for Pugmire. That's great awareness, though, by Janey just to push that ball back over. Is rewarded with the kill as Smith's serve is out of bounds across that back line as it misses by maybe 6 inches. It'll send Bradshaw to the service stripe. Lets it go. Ball over. Dug out by Taylor. As Rebels go middle of the floor, it's actually Ellsworth who pushes it over, blocked. Ellsworth plays it high for the Rebels to be able to play it over safely. Scott, though, tries to attack that back left corner a little too much on the set as it goes out of bounds across that back line. 7-5 as Eldridge will serve again, or make that, Bradshaw. Smith with a dig. Rebels set up middle of the floor. Pugmire, she attacks. That's deflected off the front line, and Eldridge out of bounds across that left wing sideline. Pugmire gets the kill. 7-6 on the station on main scoreboard with Ellsworth to serve as the action continues back and forth. As the score may have been 9 points in that first set, but these rallies have been very good. Rose with a dig. Eagles Set up Morgan Anderson on the opposite side. She finds Ellsworth backline. Rebels set up Scott. She attacks with the right hand. That's into the arms of Bradshaw. Eldridge pushes it over with the left hand. Ellsworth jumping to make the dig. They find Scott left wing, tries that sideline. Punched in the air by Lim. Eldridge attacks, middle of the floor. Smith with a good dig there. Rebels set up as Pugmire will bump it over. Eagles look to attack. As they do, Eldridge left wing. She attacks. That's off of Ellsworth. Played over. Scott with the dig. What a point that was for the Rebels. Ava Ellsworth took that one right in the chest as we check that out on the instant replay board. I mean, chest might be nicely because that might have been a headshot, but it works out. Technically, Ava Ellsworth gets an assist right there. Hannah Scott with the kill. We're tied at 7. As Ellsworth serves. That is in on the back line. Ava Ellsworth with the ace. Gives the Rebels the 8-7 lead in set number 2. Ellsworth back to the line to serve. Couple dribbles in that right hand. Attacks, ball over. Dug out by Rose in the back row for the Eagles. As they go left wing, Eldridge on the attack. Smith gets her arms to it, into the bleachers. Credit Haley Eldridge with another kill. We're tied at 8. Morgan Anderson will serve. As Nelson's out, Peyton Anderson in. Morgan Anderson serve, diving dig there from Taylor, keeps it alive. Scott attacks, unfortunately got on top of that one. That goes into the net as Scott tried a 10-foot line attack. Lyman goes back on top by 1. Morgan Anderson will serve again. She attacks, that ball goes into the net. We are tied at 9 as Anderson will check out for Rose, the libero. Scott to the line to serve for the Rebels. Ball over, dug out by Rose. As the Eagles attack from the back line with Bradshaw, she slaps it over. Smith with a dig. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor left wing. She finds the hardwood. As we'll check that out on the Stacy's Repair instant replay. Violet Taylor from the left wing in between all 6 defenders. It's a great attack there from Violet. Rebels go up 10-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Scott will serve. Ball over. Dug out by Hanson. As they go Eldridge left wing. That is out of bounds off of the antenna. Rebels take the point on the hitting error. 11-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Scott will serve. Ball over. Dug out by Rose. As they go Eldridge left wing. She attacks. Block to the ground. Katie Pugmire with the block. 12-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As it's starting to get loud in here. Rebels picking up the momentum. Scott back to the line to serve. As she picks it up, she'll attack from that left wing side. Couple of steps into the jump serve. That's off the arms of Bradshaw, off the ceiling. Eldridge is able to push it over. Good play there by the Eagles to get it back. Taylor attacks, tips it over. Good effort there by Lim, and she's able to stay on her side. Eldridge with a tip attack. Ellsworth with a dig. That's going to the back corner. Smith with a diving. Hit that Rose with a diving dig for the Eagles. Played over as Smith digs it out. Rebels look to set up the attack. Taylor, left wing attack. That's down! Rebels go up 13-9 as Violet Taylor from the left wing finds the hardwood. 13-9.
Gonna get a timeout.
13-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard as we're going to get a break. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious, and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. As you're in the middle of 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. Rebels up 13-9 in the set. They are behind 1-0 in set attempts as that's played over. Pugmire with a chance to end it there. Unfortunately, she hits it into the net. as the Eagles stop the momentum with that timeout. It's a good timeout call by Brescia Hansen as it was starting to get loud in this gym, Rob.
4-0 run for the Rebels.
Hansen will serve. Ball over, dug out by Pugmire. Rebels go Taylor, left wing, attacks that right hand, deflected high in the air. Hansen gets underneath it as they set up Eldridge on the left wing. That's a good dig by Argyle. She stood in front of that missile from Eldridge. Going right back to her on the left wing, deflected off the front line, out of bounds. 13-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and that's part of the issue that Eldridge provides. When she attacks the ball, even if you dig it out, that ball has still a lot of momentum going forward. As Hansen tries to serve it, short. That's a good read by Smith. Eagles get it back. Middle of the floor for Peyton Anderson. Ellsworth with a dig on the left wing side. Taylor will push it over from the left wing. Rose with a dig. Eagles set up the attack. Eldridge from the middle of the floor has a tip. Diving over, keeps it alive. Rebels play it over. It's blocked as it's into the net, called against the Rebels, as I think Pugmire went under the net onto the Eagles side. And after that timeout, it's a 3-0 run for Lyman. Hansen to serve. Ball over, dug out by Smith as Wilson tips it over. Eagles are able to play it. Eldridge will attack from the 10-foot line. Deflected. Smith gets her arms to it. Rebels play it to the left wing as Taylor bumps it over. Eldridge with the dig as they set up on the far side for Nelson. Wilson with a nice dig. Pushed over by Pugmire. Good read by Rose. Eldridge will attack from the left wing. Deflected. Ellsworth can't quite get there as she got her hands to it, but not before the ball bounces. And after the Rebels go on a 4-0 run, the Eagles come right back with a 4-0 run of their own. Hansen will serve. Ball over. That's off of Smith's arms. It goes sideways out of bounds as Walentine's going to check in for Smith, as it's now 14-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Hansen serves it over again. Taylor digs it out. They go right to the middle of the floor for Pugmire. She attacks. That's blocked down to the floor by Eldridge. 15-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Hansen right back to the line to serve. She attacks. Ball over. Dug out by Walentine as Wilson sets up Taylor left wing. She attacks. That's down on the back corner as Violet Taylor with a little finesse there as she's able to dot the gray line on the right wing sideline. Pugmire will serve. 15-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Eagles up 1. Pugmire serves. Rose with a dig as it's going to be Bradshaw from the back line. Attacks it, hits the tape, but Ellsworth, good concentration, keeps it alive. Taylor left wing, punches at it. Rose, diving effort, keeps it alive as the Rebels look to set up. They're going to have to bump it over as Taylor does. Rose with a dig as they set up middle of the floor. That's Peyton Anderson as Pugmire gets her hands to it. It goes backwards. Argyle tries to chase that ball down, unable to do so as Smith will check in for Pugmire. 16-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Eldridge back to the line to serve, lets it go. That tickles the tape. Argyle with the dig as the Rebels bump it to the middle of the floor. Wilson plays it over. Eldridge digs it out. Lyman sets up near side. Bradshaw, that goes into the net, and we are tied at 15. Just a little quick race to 10 here in set number 2, Rob.
15-16.
Oh, I'm bad at math. Never mind. 16-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Wilson serve over the net. Dug out by Bradshaw. Dump set there from Hansen. Kept alive for the moment. There's actually going to be a lift called against Wilson. Yeah, she tried to keep that ball alive. 17-15 Eagles on top on the Station on Main scoreboard as Rose will serve on the Eagles side. Attack, jump serve with the right hand. That's off the arms of Argyle, out of bounds. Credit Rose with an ace. 18-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And we're going to get a timeout called by the Rebels sideline as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team, online at mylocalradio.com as Rose lets it go. 18-15, the Eagles on top. Rebels set up the offense. Ellsworth with a dump set. Eagles look to set up middle of the floor. It's Morgan Anderson. Argyle with the dig. Rebels go Taylor left wing. She punches it high in the air to get the ball over. Eagles set up the attack. It's Nelson that's deflected, kept alive as Ellsworth's going to dump it over. Rebels live to fight another play as Eldridge will attack from the 10-foot line. That's going to fall in as it's deflected 2 or 3 times. And that's just the power that Eldridge has, that she can be a weapon from that back line for this Lyman team.
7th kill for Eldridge. 12th kill.
Rose with the serve, dug out by Smith. As they go Wallentine, middle of the floor. She attacks, deflected high in the air. Eldridge keeps it alive as Bradshaw attacks. Wilson diving effort keeps it alive. That's played under the net. As what a play by Eldridge to keep that ball alive. 20-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Rose will serve. Ball over, dug out by Smith. As they set up Taylor left wing, she attacks. That's deflected back into the Rebels side as Addie Nelson picks up the block. 21-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard as this set's gotten away from the Rebels a little bit here after that Lyman timeout. Rose serves again. Ball over, dug out by Argyle. As they set up Taylor left wing, she pushes it down that sideline, finds Rose. Eagles on the attack. It's Eldridge with the left hand, Wilson with the dig. As Ellsworth punches it over the net. Here come the Eagles. Morgan Anderson slaps at it. Argyle with a nice read. That's into the net. Played over by Smith. What a play by the Rebels to keep it alive. Eagles push it over with Bradshaw. Wilson with the dig. As they set up Taylor left wing, she's going to bump it over. Rebels have to play defense as the Eagles set up the attack. Bradshaw, that's blocked down to the floor on the Rebels side as Bradshaw gets the kill. 22-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We're getting another timeout called by the Rebels as you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team, online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful Blue Water and Bear Lake Raspberry Shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we are in set number 2. 22-15, Eagles on top on the Station on Main scoreboard. As we talked about that timeout called by Brescia Hansen in the middle of the set, the Lyman Eagles head coach. It has been a great timeout call. Since then, it's been all Eagles as they lead 22-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rose with the serve, dug out by Smith. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor left wing with that right hand deflected off the front line, out of bounds. As Violet Taylor picks up a big kill for the Rebels here in set number 2, as Scott will check in for Argyle. Taylor will serve after she collects the kill.
Ends a 12-3 run.
Taylor serve, dug out by Rose. Eagles set up middle of the floor. Morgan Anderson with the attack. Smith with the dig. Scott's going to push it over from the 10-foot line. Rose digs that one out. Eagles attack. Bradshaw left wing. That's off the net, deflects away from Casey Wilson. That's going to land in on the Rebels side as Lim will check in. 23-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. She'll go right to the line to serve. Ball over. That's off the fingertips of Smith, is going to land as an ace. 24-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Lim has set point 2 in her hand. She slaps it over, dug out by Scott. Rebels go to Scott on the attack. Right hand, left wing. That's deflected high in the air by Rose. Lim runs underneath it, keeps it alive as Hansen's able to deflect it over. Rebels look to set up the attack, and they do. Ellsworth on the opposite side, dug out there by the Eagles. Push to the back sideline where Taylor picks it up. Rebels, Scott attack, left wing. That's off of the hands of Bradshaw. Going to fall in as Hannah Scott picks up the kill. 24-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Rebels continue to fight as Smith will serve. Ball over, dug out by Rose as Lynn plays it right back to her. She slaps it over. Smith with a dig. Rebels set up. Scott, left wing, attack with the right hand. That's blocked. Kept alive by Wilson as Ellsworth plays it over. Eagles set up the attack. The dump set as Scott just puts it right back over to the Eagles side. They set up again as Hanson attacks. That's blocked down to the ground. I believe that's Hannah Scott who got that one. 24-18 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Rebels trying to build some momentum heading into set number 3. Smith will serve. Ball over by Smith, dug out by Rose as they set up on the far side, bumped over by the Eagles. Scott, left wing attack for the Rebels. That's blocked. Smith with a dig. Rebels look to reset as they go Pugmire, middle of the floor. She attacks. Lim with the dig. Set up Bradshaw, left wing. That's into the net as 24-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Smith will serve again. Serve over, dug out by Rose. As they set up left wing for Bradshaw, she slaps that one off the front line, out of bounds, as that'll do it for us here in set number 2. 25-19, Eagles take set 2. As you are watching the 2023 Rich Rebel Varsity Volleyball Team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Rich School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
To the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels Varsity Volleyball Team online at mylocalradio.com as the Rebels trail 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And we're going to turn it over to Rob Leifson, who has some stats after a very action-packed second set.
I'm trying to catch my breath. Rebels did improve with 10 kills to match Lyman's 10 kills in that set. 3 aces, though, from Lyman. Maybe gave a little bit more of an edge on that one. Rebels pick up 1 ace. Unfortunately, Rebels 9 unforced errors in that second set to Lyman's only 4. And service errors, 1 for Rebels and 2 for the Eagles. And the biggest change in that one, Aaron, was a 12-2 run by the Eagles after the timeout.
Yeah, it's been an incredibly fast-paced match. I mean, the Rebels are down 2-0, but I wouldn't qualify it as them playing bad, Rob. I think it's just been a very fast-paced game. And, you know, when you got a couple of players on the Eagles sideline like Eldridge, I think Eldridge is nearly unstoppable. But the Rebels are going to have to try to figure something out here in set number 3 as they trail 2-0. As Smith is going to check in for Wallenstein. Scott standing at the back line as she will have the first serve here in set number 3. Eagles looking to take it home on the sweep. Rebels looking to extend to another set. Scott, ball in her hand, attacks, jump serve, and we are underway here in set number 3. Eldridge digs it out. They set up Nelson left wing. That finds Smith in the back row. Rebels attack Taylor left wing. She lets it go. Pugmire is able to keep it alive as she punches it high in the air over the net. They set up middle of the floor. That's Peyton Anderson, finds the back line. That's a pretty good attack there from Peyton Anderson. 1-0. Eagles on the Station on Main scoreboard as Eldridge will serve. She'll attack with the right hand. Ball over. It's a hard line drive off the hands of Pugmire into the cheerleader standing behind the Rebels side. 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Eldridge with the ace.
She does lead the Eagles with aces as well as kills.
Another serve from Eldridge. That's a little longer across that back line, out of bounds. 2-1 Rebels on the Rebels trail by 1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wallenstein checks in, Smith checks out. Pugmire will serve. Serve over, dug out by Rose. Eldridge bumps it in the air for Bradshaw to attack from the 10-foot line. Ellsworth digs it out as Taylor attacks left wing. That's off the arms of Rose, straight up in the air. Eagles get underneath it as Eldridge tips it over, diving up from Ellsworth, keeps it alive. Eagles on the attack as it's Nelson on the opposite side. That's blocked at the net by, I believe, Taylor as it's poked over. Ellsworth with the dig. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor, left wing. And that's off the block, out of bounds. Rebels tie it at 2. Credit Violet Taylor with the kill, and also credit Ava Ellsworth with the big defensive play there to keep the ball alive on the tip.
Double-digit kills for Violet.
Pugmire serves it over, dug out by Rose as they set up on the opposite side for Nelson. Argyle digs it out in the back row for the Rebels as Taylor will bump it over from the left wing on the 10-foot line. Eagles set up middle of the floor for Peyton Anderson. She tips it right to Violet Taylor. Rebels attack left wing. Taylor, that's deflected as she punches it back in the air over to the Eagles sideline. As Bradshaw attacks, that's too far out of bounds across that back line. As it's now 3-2 Rebels on the station on main scoreboard. Pugmire will serve. Lets it go with that left hand. That's a diving effort from Rose to keep it alive. Eldridge will attack 10-foot line. Argyle stands in there, takes the dig as Rebels go middle of the floor for Wallenstein. Tips it. Diving effort from Hanson as we're going to get into the net, called against the Eagles. Rebels pick up the point, as I believe they call that on Peyton Anderson. Pugmire serves that left hand that's too far out of bounds across that back line. And sometimes, Rob, with the energy of a crowd, you probably put a little too much into that serve, as I think Haiti did there. 4-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels with the lead. Rose to serve. The ball served over as it's a nice effort there from Ellsworth to try to keep it alive. At most, she takes away the ace from Rose on the other side as she got the second hit in. We were tied at 4 as Taylor tried to step in front to take that one to deflect it off of her. As Argyle digs it out, Wallenstein slides into the net, nearly clotheslined herself. It's a good job by Wallenstein to protect herself there, as that was near disaster. As Scott's going to check in for Argyle. 5-4 on the station on main scoreboard as Rose serves again. Scott with the dig as they go Taylor left wing. She attacks. That ball is off the arms of Eldridge, out of bounds. And I think Eldridge's height right there was a disadvantage. I think that ball was going out of bounds, but Eldridge reached up and got her hand to it. Rebels will take it 5-5 on the station on main scoreboard as Wilson will serve. Ball over, dug out by Eldridge as they go to the left wing. It's a good attack there from Morgan Anderson as she lined her body up as she was going down the left wing sideline, goes back to the middle of the floor. 6-5 Eagles on the station on main scoreboard as Lim checks in for Nelson, will serve as Lim lets it go with the right hand. That's dug out by Scott. Rebels set up Taylor left wing on the run, tried to tip it over with some finesse as that falls in on the Rebels side into the net. 7-5 Eagles on the station on main scoreboard as Lim will serve. Lets it go with the right hand, ball over, Scott with the dig. Rebels set up Taylor left wing, attacks with the right hand, that is deflected high in the air into the net, called against the Eagles as the Rebels will pick up the point. 7-6 with Taylor to the line to serve. Lets it go with the right hand, dug out by Eldridge. Hanson tips it over. Wilson diving dig, keeps it alive. Eagles have the ball on their side as they set up Bradshaw right wing, dug out by Taylor. As Rebels go to Scott, she pushes over with two hands, finds Rose. As they go middle of the floor, Morgan Anderson deflected high in the air. Scott keeps it alive as Anderson attacks again. Diving effort there by Taylor, keeps it alive. Middle of the floor for Wallenstein. She attacks. That's kept alive by Wallenstein. Wilson pushes it over. Rose with a dig. Eagles set up. Left wing. Bradshaw tries to tip it over. It dances around on that net. Will be 4 hits against the Eagles. Let's check that instant replay out of the diving effort from Violet Taylor to keep the ball alive, as that was key to the point right there. Taylor serves again. 7-7 on the station on main scoreboard. Dug out by the Eagles as they go Hanson right wing. That's off of Smith. Hanson picks up the kill. Smith tried to keep it alive. It went off her arms directly to the right into the Rebel bench. 8-7 on the station on main scoreboard as Bradshaw will serve. Ball over by Bradshaw, dug out by Scott. Rebels are going to go to Ellsworth on the right wing side. That's off the net. Hansen with a diving dig. They're going to call into the net against the Eagles again. 8-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
5 unforced errors on the Eagles in this set already, Aaron.
I looked over to the sideline, and it wasn't necessarily into the net. It's more that Eldridge's foot crossed the line, the invisible line underneath the net, broke the barrier. That's why that point goes to the Rebels. Eagles get the serve. They set up Eldridge on the left wing off the front line, down to the floor. 9-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Eagles back on top with Morgan Anderson to serve. Peyton Anderson checks in for Addie Nelson. They actually make that Paige Rose. Morgan Anderson's serve goes over. Diving dig by Scott as the Rebels set up Pugmire. Middle of the floor. She pushes it over to Morgan Anderson. Eagles set it up. They go opposite side for Hansen. That's out of bounds across that back line. Eagles looking for a deflection. And I don't think they're going to get it.
Doesn't look like it. Tie it up at 9.
The only deflection I could possibly see was maybe on the dive in the back row. So I didn't think anyone in the front row was close to the ball. Ellsworth will serve. Ball over on the right wing sideline. Dug out by Bradshaw. They set up Peyton Anderson. That's deflected high in the air, and the Rebels watch it fall in between the back line 3 defenders. As credit Morgan Anderson with the kill. As Nelson will check in for Lim. 10-9 Eagles on the Station on Main scoreboard. As they serve, dug out by Taylor. Rebels set up. Scott, left wing, attacks that right hand. That is crushed by Hannah Scott. Diving effort to keep it alive by Bradshaw as Eldridge pushes it over. Rebels set up the attack. Scott will attack again, right hand. This time just misses that back right corner as that ball landed on the extra dash mark where the flag judge stands. 11-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. There's some pretty good attacks by Scott, just missed. Hansen trying to finesse a serve over. That goes short. Rebels pick up the point on the service error, 11-10, as Scott will serve. Jump serve, ball in the air, as Rose gets her arms to it. They set up Nelson on the left wing. That's going to fall in as it was deflected by the Rebels' front line. Goes out of bounds across the right sideline as Argyle's going to check in for Scott. I think Scott got her hands to that one. She's a little upset with herself. Eldridge will serve. Ball over as that is in on that back right corner. 13-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
Her third ace of the match.
Eldridge serves again. Ball over. That time it goes out of bounds across that back line. 13-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Walentine's going to check in for Smith. Pugmire will serve. As that's going to go into the net. Tough break when you're trying to come back when you have a service error. They'll send Rose to the line to serve. And it seems like a lot of the points that Lyman scores comes with Rose at the service line. She attacks, ball over. Dug out by Smith, goes backwards as Taylor trying to keep it alive. Rebels are going to be called. It's actually going to fall in on the Rebels side. 15-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Rose will serve again. Rebels looking to grind it out. Rose serves, dug out by Argyle. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor left wing with that left hand, slaps at it. Rose diving dig, keeps it alive. As they set up Bradshaw on the left wing. Ellsworth with a dig. Rebels set up Taylor left wing, attacks with the right hand. That one's down on the far sideline. 15-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Violet Taylor picks up another kill. Casey Wilson will serve. Wilson lets it go with the right hand, ball over, dug out by Eldridge, goes sideways, but Rose is there, bumped over by Bradshaw. Rebels set up the attack. They go to Taylor, who has to bump it over, pass a little long. Eagles set up, opposite side for Nelson. That's blocked high into the air onto the Eagles side. Bradshaw digs it out, set up Eldridge, middle of the floor, 10-foot line. That's blocked by Walentine, set up for Taylor on the Rebels side. Diving effort keeps it alive as they go Bradshaw. She has to bump it over. Wilson with the dig. Rebels set up. They go Taylor left wing. She attacks. That's off the hands of Rose in the back row. Eldridge will attack from the 10-foot line. Diving effort from Argyle to keep it alive. Taylor back to the middle of the floor. Wilson bumps it over. What a play by the Rebels. They stay alive. They go middle of the floor. Morgan Anderson, she tips it in. Argyle with another dig. That one's going to go out of bounds on that far sideline. As what an effort there from Cassie Argyle in that set. Unfortunately, that second diving effort goes out of bounds as Nelson will check out. Lim will check in. 16-12 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels fighting for their lives. Argyle digs it out. Rebels set up Taylor, left wing. She attacks. That's off the front line. Out of bounds as the Rebels will pick up the point. 16-13 as Scott checks in for Argyle.
Violet matches Haiti Eldridge with 13 kills in the match.
Taylor will serve. Ball over. Rose with a dig. Eagles set up opposite side for Nelson. She attacks, deflected. Casey Wilson saves it. Ball over as Eldridge plays it to Wallentyne. Punched over as Wallentyne with the left hand, dug out by Hanson. What an action at the front of the net there. Rebels get the ball back. Scott from the left wing. She attacks. Eldridge with a diving effort to keep it alive. Bradshaw pushes it over. Taylor with a lunging effort to keep it alive. Rebels set up the attack from the 10-foot line off the net, and that's going to fall in. Rebels with the point, as we'll check that out on the Stacy's Repair instant replay. Hannah Scott nearly was robbed by Eldridge there. 16-14, and Rob, this has been incredible action both ways. Taylor with the serve, Rose with the dig. Eagles set up middle of the floor. Morgan Anderson too far out of bounds across the back line, and the Rebels pull within one as Taylor back to the line to serve. Violet Taylor lets it go with the right hand. Ball over, dug out by Rose. As they set up Morgan Anderson middle of the floor, she tips it high over the net. Wilson with the dig. As they set up Taylor, back row attack. As that's a couple of Lyman Eagles run into each other. They look all right as Eldridge will attack. Deflected high in the air by Wilson. Taylor gets underneath it to play. It's the middle where Casey Wilson bumps it over safely. Eldridge with the dig. Eagles on the attack. Bradshaw, that goes into the net. As that is 4 hits. We are tied 16-16. And we are going to get a timeout called by the Lyman sideline as you are watching 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Buying or selling real estate can be fun, especially when you have a realtor that's working hard on your behalf. Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty have unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise. The team at Bear Lake Realty will work to get you the best price. Whatever you're looking for, buying or selling, residential, commercial, year-round living, half shares, quarter shares, or income property, hire the best real estate company, Bear Lake Realty. Log on today, bearlakerealty.com.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Time for the fan cam. Call Bear Lake Realty for all your realty needs in Bear Lake. As they set up, Bradshaw, Smith with the dig. We go back to our live cam. Scott left wing attack. That is deflected by Eldridge under the net. Hannah Scott with the kill. And Rebels go up by 1, 17-16. We have a correction to make. Number 14, Peyton Anderson. Number 10, Addie Nelson. As Eldridge with a dig. As they set up middle of the floor for Bradshaw. She attacks and got some velocity behind that one. Whoa! 18-16 on the station on main scoreboard as she connected with that ball. Smoke trails follow it out. As Taylor to serve. Ball over. Dug out by Eldridge. As they go middle of the floor, Morgan Anderson, she tips it. Smith keeps it alive. Unfortunately goes into the net, back down to the floor as the Rebels try to play it, unable to do so. 18-17 on the station on main scoreboard as Bradshaw will serve. She lets it go over the net, dug out by Smith. Back to the middle of the floor for Smith on the attack. Eldridge, they go middle of the floor. Anderson, she tips it, ball falls in. 18-18 on the station on main scoreboard. Eldridge back to the line, make that Bradshaw to the line to serve. Quick race to 7 here in set number 3. Ball over, dug out by Scott. They go right back to her on the left wing. Scott attacks, that's blocked as that is going to be a lift call against Wallentyne as that was blocked into her. A little self-defense there from Janie. Unfortunately, it will be a lift as that was the right call. Fortunately, a lot of times, Rob, self-defense ends up in a violation. Bradshaw to serve, ball over, dug out by Taylor. Rebels on the attack, middle of the floor, Wallentyne, as she bumps it over sideways out of bounds across that sideline.
Timeout once again, Aaron. Seems to change the momentum.
Bradshaw to serve again. Ball goes into the net as she got on top of that one. 20-19 on the station on main scoreboard. Pugmire checks out. Wallenstein checks in. Smith will serve. Ball over. Dug out by Rose. As they set up, Eldridge, left wing. She attacks. Deflected high in the air as Taylor gets underneath it. Rebels set up Smith from the left wing, and that is in on that back line. 20-20.
First kill of the night for Paige. She gets to go back to the service line.
Smith will serve. Ball over. Eldridge with a dig. Eagles go right back to Eldridge. Left wing. She attacks. It's deflected off the front line. As Pugmire got her hands on it, it falls in to her left on the Rebel side. 21-20. As that sends Morgan Anderson to the line to serve. As her serve's over, dug out by Smith. As they go to the left wing for Scott, she attacks. That finds Morgan Anderson back row. Eldridge will attack from the 10-foot line on the left wing. That goes into the net. 21-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Rose checks in for Morgan Anderson. Ellsworth will serve. She attacks it with the right hand. Ball over, dug out by Rose. As they set up left wing, Eldridge on the attack. Ellsworth with a dig. Rebels look to attack here with Scott left wing. She bumps it over to that back corner. Rose running backwards, makes the dig. As Bradshaw will tip it over from the back row. Scott digs it out. Rebels set up Pugmire, left hand, as that's way too far out of bounds across that back line. As the Eagles go on top, 22-21. Pugmire just didn't get on top of that ball. Peyton Anderson checks back into the game as Hanson with the serve, Scott with the dig. She'll attack on the left wing. That's deflected straight back as the Eagles are going to bump it over with Nelson. Rebels set up the attack, left wing for Scott, two-hand. That's going to go into the net against the Eagles as the Rebels pick up the point. 22-22 with Scott to the line to serve. Scott will serve. Dug out by Rose. They go middle of the floor to Eldridge as she attacks, and that's almost unstoppable as Ellsworth tried to get her arms to that one. 23-22. And when they set up a play to let Haley Eldridge get downhill like that, that's a tough play to defend.
Yeah, that's unstoppable.
Eldridge will serve. Eagles up by one as Pugmire digs it out. Rebels set up Taylor left wing. She attacks, kept alive by Bradshaw. Rebels will set it up again. Go right back to Taylor left wing with the right hand. That's deflected high in the air. Bradshaw with the dig. They go right back to her on the left wing. That's deflected off the front line, out of bounds. And with that, the Eagles are 1 point away as we're going to get a timeout called by the Rebels. You are watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Whether you're recovering from an injury, just had surgery, or you're dealing with a chronic condition, Evanston Regional Hospital Physical Therapy will help you every step of the way to reach your goals and get back to doing what you love. In addition to the top-of-the-line facilities, we are the only physical therapy clinic in Southwest Wyoming with a full-size therapy pool and spa for aquatic-based treatment. Call today to schedule an appointment. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ. Rebels with some work to do there, down to the final point. Eagles looking for a three-set sweep. They lead 24-22 here in the third set. As Eldridge will serve. See if the Rebels on this serve return, if they can set something up for Taylor on the left wing. As Taylor gets the dig, that's going to go out of bounds, and that is game as the Eagles win 25-22 here in set number 2 as they win in 3 straight sets. I'm Aaron Poling. That's Rob Leifson. Thank you for joining us on mylocalradio.com as we head to the post-game show after this. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
We're off to the rodeo. My Local Rodeo is proud to bring you live streaming coverage of high school rodeo from Utah and Wyoming, as well as the Intermountain Icebreaker of the National High School Rodeo Association's Western Legacy Series in 2023 and 2024. If you're interested in becoming a broadcast sponsor and advertising your business to the most loyal group of viewers in the country, you won't find a better opportunity. Call us today to claim your spot, 307-789-8116. That's 307-789-8116. We're off to the rodeo.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
It's homecoming week, as the Rebels will welcome in the Kemmer Rangers for the homecoming festivities. The Rebels looking to repeat a performance from last year where they hung a bagel on the Rangers. I'm Aaron Poling, inviting you to join us on 98.3 KDQ, as well as tune in live online with live video coverage on mylocalradio.com.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
We're off to the rodeo. My Local Rodeo is proud to bring you live streaming coverage of high school rodeo from Utah and Wyoming, as well as the Intermountain Icebreaker of the National High School Rodeo Association's Western Legacy Series in 2023 and 2024. If you're interested in becoming a broadcast sponsor and advertising your business to the most loyal group of viewers in the country, you won't find a better opportunity. Call us today to claim your spot, 307-789-8116. That's 307-789-8116. We're off to the rodeo.
This presentation on mylocalradio.com is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Todd Hoover can help you with all the chiropractic work you need, plus x-rays, blood work, a weight loss program, and can help you get rid of allergies and migraines. Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic in Evanston.
It's homecoming week.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plain Stars broadcast booth, as it is time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap as we reset the score. 3-0. The Eagles win in straight sets, winning that first set 25-16, second set 25-19, third set 25-22. And Rob, those set scores telling me that throughout the night the Rebels got better. And man, I mean, it stinks to get swept. I know that they're going to be upset about it, but you know, that's a really good Lyman team, and they played really well against them.
They did, and I think that's exactly what Coach Wasden was talking about yesterday. She wanted to see the girls come out with effort, and she got exactly what she wanted. And the energy from the crowd, I think the homecoming hype actually helped.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was 3-0. You think of a sweep, but I mean a sweep by a grand total of, you know, you lose by 3 in the third set, 6 in that set, in the second set, and then you lose by 9 in the first set. I mean, that's incrementally better. And, you know, that's a Lyman team that I'm pretty sure if I had to bet money on a matchup that's going to be at the state tournament for the 2A volleyball, or maybe no, it's 3A volleyball in Wyoming, it's probably going to be Lyman Mountain View. And that Lyman team has a very good opportunity to win a title again, as they are very good. As when we come back, we'll have some post-game highlights for you on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our Rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we're in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. This is time for some post-match highlights brought to you by the town of Woodruff on the Independent Software Solutions Independent Software Solutions post-game show. And for that, we turn it over to Rob Leifson. Rob?
Well, Rebels end up with 23 kills total to Lyman's 33. Violet Taylor ends up with 13 kills. And Hannah Scott 5. We talked one of the keys in the pregame show. We need to get multiple attacks. And there were times today that happened, but it wasn't consistent in my opinion. For the Eagles, Eldridge with 15 and Bradshaw with 8, which shouldn't shock us. Service aces, only 2 for the Rebels, 8 for the Eagles, 4 of those coming from Eldridge. Unforced errors, only 20 by the Rebels, 22 by the Eagles, which I'm sure when they go back and look at the tape, that's one of the things they'll work on. 6 service errors for the Rebels, 8 for the Eagles. And I'd say the momentum seemed to shift in big ways, and it seemed to be right after that timeout. The next team would go on a little 3 or 4-0 run, but you mentioned it before, Aaron. This is a great Lyman team, and I expect to see him in the championship game in Wyoming as well.
And, that was a lot of fun. I mean, it stinks getting swept for the Rebels, but, as a radio broadcaster and as a fan of volleyball, that was back and forth, quite a few, just great grade A defensive plays, both sides. You can think of a couple of, diving efforts from Eldridge, diving efforts from Rose in the back row for Lyman. You got Taylor diving everywhere. Ellsworth, who I think played most of the game on her head instead of her feet, as she was all over the place, all over on the floor, making plays. And, if the Rebels can continue to build off of this and get better, the sky's the limit for this team. And, they're defending state champs, and they can get right back to it. I think this is a team that is increasingly getting better, getting incrementally better, and getting better each week. And we'll see as the season goes along. Unfortunately, their 4-game win streak comes to an end, but it comes to the end for a very good team. When we come back, we'll have the Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. It is time for the Dr. McKay Precision Play of the Game on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. For that, we turn it over to Rob, and I think we're in agreement on this one.
Yeah, Haiti Eldridge put down a kill, and Ava Ellsworth sacrificed her body and kept it alive on behalf of the Rebels. One of the things that Coach Wasden and I were talking about yesterday yesterday was we watched the boys play volleyball. She's really impressed with Ava's progress in the last few weeks.
Absolutely. I would 100% agree with that, as she has gotten better and better and better and put in the work. I remember them coming off the floor in that Bear Lake game. You could see the look on Ava's face, and she was not happy. She was very upset, and I think she's kind of used that fire that got lit underneath her, and I think she's improved rapidly as well. I mean, she was all over the place tonight.
They rotated her position a little bit. She's had some chances for some kills and got a couple tonight from the front line, and you see her setting more when we've got to dig just the way the ball bounces a few times, but she's done very, very well, and I agree with Coach Wazen that she's making good progress, and that's what you need.
Yeah, in fact, she played setter on that play because if you remember how that play finished off, it hit Ava up high. We're not quite sure if it was a headshot or not, but she seemed to wear it well. But the ball landed perfectly for Hannah Scott to bury it on the left wing. So, I mean, it's two fronts standing down the barrel of Eldridge and taking that attack. I mean, that ball was crushed. Ava stood in there like a champ, dug it out, and got an assist on it as well. As when we come back, we'll have your Crawford Troth Player of the Game as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
Whether you're having a great day or not, food always makes it better. Delicious, fresh-cooked favorites like a juicy cheeseburger, a thick raspberry shake, onion rings, fries, or a River Bridge soda. A grilled chicken wrap always hits the spot. And don't forget twisted ice cream cones. They never disappoint. Have the always friendly and helpful staff at the Crawford Trough, and you've got the perfect recipe for a perfect meal. Something tasty from the Crawford Trough always makes your day better. Stop in today. The Crawford Trough, Randolph.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. It is time for your Crawford Troth Player of the Game on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. And for that, we turn it over to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Rob Leifson.
Well, we got to give it to Haley Eldridge. 15 kills, 4 aces, and a couple blocks as well. I'd give a runner-up to Ava just because of the energy she brings. That's one of the things Coach Wasden talked about yesterday, is she does bring a lot of energy to the Rebel side of the ball. So,
and you know, Ava is a very vocal person if you know her. And she is about the one person on this team that I would identify as possibly, you know, very vocal, very loud, or else you got 8 players on this team that I think are just normally quiet kids. Like, they're just quiet, getting to know them, getting to interview them, as they don't talk a ton. Obviously, they talk when they're on the floor, but, I mean, they're just quiet. They're just naturally quiet. That's who they are as human beings. And I think Ava and just her vocalness and just being loud and just being who she is on this floor, I think that really helps the team. To go back to Tabiona, I talk about, you know, I called it in like one of the sets where the ball went out of bounds. Ava said that's my bad. And she said it loud enough for the crowd mic to pick it up. I don't know if anyone else on the team speaks loud enough for our crowd mic to pick it up from that booth in Tabiona. So, I mean, it's just kind of a credit to Ava and just how far she's come. And, you know, if the Rebels continue to get better the way they have, I think it's going to be a fun season. And it's going to continue to be a fun season. And we're going to talk about how this fun season is going to continue on our calendar update on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. We will have the parade for you tomorrow as the parade begins at 10 o'clock, correct?
Correct.
And we will have that live stream on mylocalradio.com. Elon Olive's going to wake up early to stream that for you, as I'll be in the parade along with a lot of other people throwing candy. I'll probably hit Elon with a piece of candy now that he just said something off screen. But we all also have the football game, 3:30 pregame, 4 o'clock. Tune in on mylocalradio.com as well as 98.3 KADQ. And then on Saturday, we have the volleyball game, 2:15 start time, as it'll be the Tintic Miners coming in to face the the Rich Rebels, as This has been your calendar update on the Independent Software Solutions postgame show. And Rob, any parting words before we go?
Well, we talked a little bit about Ava's role, but I think one of the things I talked with Coach Wasden yesterday, missing Nia Jolly, that was really what Nia did, is she seemed to be the energy, she seemed to be the positivity, and Ava's stepped up and taken that role since we've lost Nia to the injury, and to me that shows senior leadership. And this is a senior-laden team. They've got a lot of experience and still good things to happen down the road.
Until next time, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.